No, 5 and 5, 2 and 3, 6 in the third. No, they don't matter much, the score lines. I mean, for those who saw it, they saw a close match with some chances on my side, and because he's such a good return player, he's always going to create even more chances once he has the break, and that's why he's a guy who can break you a couple of times a set, but can't read too much into the scores.
You had some 4 break chances early in the second. What do you think he did at those moments to fight you off on those particular chances that seem to be one of the biggest points of the match?
Yeah, I mean, had also a chance in the first set. There's definitely could have been a different turnout in the match and in the score potentially. But look, I thought he played well overall. He didn't give me much, the usual style he plays, and I was missing a few too many shots, which I wish I hadn't, because that could have definitely maybe swung momentum around, given me more confidence to play more sort of forward, more attacking, but missing so many important shots really over and over again obviously took a lot of my confidence away, and then the targets seemed to get smaller and smaller, and that's definitely his credit, and a pity for me, but I had a good tournament, and I thought I played well this week. Had some great wins against Soderling and Isner, Seppi, and also Djokovic, so I'm very happy where my game's at. Today could have been better, but look, Andy was the best player of the tournament, so he deserves it.
Roger, could you give us your take on the overall from the smash that didn't get along, and your reaction to it?
The challenge.
Give us your take on that and how that affected you.
That was a classic bad mistake by the lines person. Kind of one of those moments you don't want it to happen, so you don't have to defend the break point twice, and that's what then at the end cost me maybe the match potentially. But look, it happens the whole time. You hope it doesn't happen in a finals against a great player like Andy on a break point. It's nothing worse than having to fight off 2 break points when in essence it's only 1, and you basically won the point, because the overhead was just a gimme. So look, it's unfortunate how it turns out sometimes, these calls, but they happen, and they will continue to happen. So it's a bit of frustration obviously in the moment itself, but because I didn't hear the call at all, and I don't know what happened, and I had difficulties communicating with the umpire. He wouldn't understand what I was saying, so that just kind of made it more and more difficult.
Roger, he's clearly got a very decent record against you in best of 3 matches, but in best of 5 you've come out on top. Is there somewhat of a different mindset? Do you feel not more capable, but in the ascendancy perhaps in Grand Slam matches rather than in best of 3?
Well, look, he's still going for his first Grand Slam, so it's hard, and so you also got to give the guy a bit of, I don't want to say time, but like credit for trying and playing so well in the Masters 1000s. He's won a bunch of those guys now. Obviously, clearly, the next step for him is to win a Grand Slam, but it's not easy to break through, and you have to break through me, or I don't know if he's doing another Grand Slam final other than me, but there's tough guys at the top right now, and they don't give you just an easy match, but he's capable of beating everybody right now. He's proven it, He's beaten everybody multiple times. I think Rafa, Novak, myself. So that's what you got to do, and then hopefully you can string those guys, string those matches together when it really matters in slams. But the tour is just not only slams, He's having another good year, and I'm happy for him because he's a good player.
Roger, you're playing Stockholm next, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this year your schedule has been really busy for the later part of the year, and in Stockholm. Yeah. So what was the reason behind that? You didn't do that in previous years.
Yeah, last year quite a few things happening through the summer, winning French, winning Wimbledon, playing well in the summer, having twins, getting married, you name it. So I could have done it to come here as well, but I just needed a rest. I was tired, and this year, obviously, the French and Wimbledon were nothing as brutal as last year. And that's why also, for me, it was a big priority already at the beginning of the year, so I could play Shanghai. And I was considering either playing, the week before Shanghai or the week after. But I felt like I owed Stockholm to come back there, and good friends with Bjorkman and Johansson run the tournament there now, and I was disappointed pulling out there a couple of years ago. So that was the decision behind that, and I hope also by playing Stockholm, and this was half indoor tournament already, which is good for what's to come now, and I hope it's going to help me playing well there as well in Basel, Paris, and then London, where there's still a lot of points to pick up and many important events for me.
Just out of curiosity, have you touched with your girls yet?
No, I haven't. They don't speak yet, that's why.
Do we have any more questions?
When you haven't played for a little while, and clearly you decided to take a bit of time off, get some practice out under your belt, Roger.
Yeah.
Is it just the small things that go off a little bit? I mean, I want to look at one or two of your forehands today and probably say, well, that isn't the Federer forehand we've grown to know and love. Is it just little things like that you need to just?
I don't know how much practice helps that, to be honest. I think that's Andy making the target smaller for myself. Like you say, a normal match, that thing goes in the corner, or I'm not going to miss those shots. But look, today the whole match just turned out for me every time it got important that it was not going my way, and then you feel like it's like a wave coming at you, and you just can't escape it. And that's kind of the feeling I had today. And you don't play with frustration, you just try to play decent, but against tough guys who are in the lead and who are on a roll, it's hard to turn it around, I mean, you're going to maybe turn that thing around, 20% of the time, if that. And I tried to do it, but, he was better, and my form was working really well all week. But today I just couldn't kind of get it working, especially when it mattered, because other than that it wasn't that bad. So just in key moments, I don't think the form was a problem. It was just a matter of getting a bit of luck on my side.
I'm from South Korea, and I'm quite surprised to see how many Chinese people support you in here. But in terms of popularity in tennis in South Korea, is getting decreased. Do you have any plan to come to South Korea and support tennis and to increase the popularity?
I tried twice already. I played Rafa and Sampras there a few years ago. So that was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. I had a good time in Seoul, and I thought it was a nice city, and definitely a place I could see myself coming back to play. The thing is now, those exhibitions come to Asia just for a couple, it's tough, and they don't have a tournament, so it doesn't make it much easier. But I think not only just promoting tennis, around the world, or just in China, I'm trying to have it being popular all around Asia, and I hope that South Korea is also affected by this boom we have in the men's game right now. I think it's really in a good state, and it's unfortunate to hear that it's decreasing. I wish it was good news, but look, I'm hoping in the future maybe there's a tournament next year I can visit and do some more promotion in South Korea.
All right, thanks everyone. See you next year.
Yeah.